everybody, today we have beautiful gaming laptop, Lenovo Legion 515 Intel Core i5 12th Gen with RTX 3000 series graphics. Let's take it apart, let's see what we can fix, replace or upgrade. Let's start. So we have to start with taking out all the bottom screws. I've done it already to speed up the process. Now we have to separate the bottom case from the Palmrest. Find the gap where you can put the tool. Use only plastic tool, otherwise you will scratch the other parts. Yeah. Now work your way around the edge to separate all the clips. Now the bottom is out. Here we have the part number. Here or here. Now we have access to all the internal components. Always start with disconnecting the battery. And now we can take it out. So if your battery doesn't hold the charge or it's swollen, you can replace it. Take out all the screws from the battery. You can use Phillips screwdriver for all your parts in this model, so that's very convenient. Looks like we may have to take out the SSD, our storage too, because the battery bracket it's under the bracket for the storage. So take off this cover. Now, one more screw here. Now you can see our storage. So if your laptop doesn't boot, or you would like to upgrade, doesn't boot and says no boot device, or you would like to upgrade to the bigger drive, you can do it. So that's the NVMe SSD drive. Here we have the Wi-Fi card, so if the Wi-Fi doesn't work, you can replace it. Gently disconnect the antenna, and that's how you take it out. Here we have the model number. Let's get back to the battery. Now we should be able to take it out. Oh yes. Here we have the model number for the battery. So that's what you're gonna search for. You can check gatlaptopparts.com if you need your parts. Here under that cover we should have our memory, yes. So if you spread those arms, that's how you take out the memory. You can replace it if it doesn't work, or you could upgrade to the bigger one. That's the DDR5 memory. Now, let's see. Let's take out the heatsink. So if your laptop overheats, or the fans are making grinding noise, or they don't spin, the heatsink is clogged and doesn't disperse the heat, that's the time to replace it. Otherwise you are risking overheating the laptop and then it won't work. So take out all the screws. Unplug the fan from the motherboard. Oops. Be gentle, sometimes the connector is stuck. So pull rather by the connector, not by the wire. Okay. Now let's see if we can take it off. sometimes the heatsink is stuck to the motherboard because of the cooling paste, so be careful, don't bend it, it won't work if you bend it. Here the fan is under that cover, so let's take off this cover. Right now we should be able to take it out. Yes, so here we should have the model number. Here we can see our I/O board. It has our USB and audio ports. So if that port doesn't work, you can replace it. But we are pulling this board with the cable, so we're gonna pull it together with the motherboard. Let's make sure the CMOS battery will stay connected to the motherboard so we don't lose it. Now the board is out, but it's still connected to the motherboard. So let's disconnect all the remaining connectors. These tiny plastic clips are very fragile, so I always close them after I take the cable out. That's our keyboard connector. That's the Wi-Fi antenna. Let's see. Looks like okay, now take out all the screws. And one more screw here. That there must be another screw under this sticker. Okay, now I should be able to do it. Okay. So the I/O board is disconnected. Here we have the part number. So if those ports don't work, you can replace it. And that's our motherboard. Here we have the part number. Unfortunately, the graphics, GPU and the processor are soldered on the motherboard. If these don't work, you have to buy the whole new motherboard. Let's see if we can replace the speakers, because that's very important. If your sound is bad, then you can replace the speakers. Okay, so this is how you take out the speakers. Here we have the part number. Let's see if we can replace the touchpad. Looks like we can. Let's see. Let's take out these two screws. 3 screws. Oh. Okay, let's lift this black plastic, see if there is more screws. So there are rivets on the sides, but you can actually force them out. And we can take out the touchpad. Let's check the keyboard. It's all held by those rivets, so you cannot replace it. You will have to buy the whole Palmrest keyboard touchpad assembly. Okay, so let's disconnect our screen assembly from the Palmrest. So let's take out these black screws by the hinge. Let's see if they will let us take off this hinge cover from the other side. Okay, so now disconnect all the clips. Okay, so that's our hinge cover. Here we have the part number. Now we can unscrew hinges. Oh, and these tiny hinge covers as well. So looks like the screws from the other side, they also are holding our hinges, so let's take them out. Okay, now I can see finally that the Palmrest is out. Okay, so that's our keyboard Palmrest assembly. If you are looking for parts, check gotlaptopparts.com. This Palmrest is unfortunately cracked, and we cannot take out the keyboard because it's riveted. Alright, now let's take out the LCD screen because the front bezel is missing. So let's make sure hinges are not in our way. So these are our hinges. Now the screen is held by two adhesive stripes underneath. You should be able to see that pull-out tab sticking out. So gently pull out the adhesive. It was broken actually. Okay, looks like this one is out. Here looks like someone was trying to already take it out and there is no adhesive. At least not all the way. So it's someone probably replaced that screen before and added adhesive on the top, so we have to make sure we can take it out without breaking. Okay, looks like it's out. So that's our screen. Here we have the part number, model number. That's our connector here. And that's our back cover. we can take out the video cable. If the cable doesn't work, you can replace it. So here we have the part number. And that's our back cover with the webcam. I will leave it in one piece because the webcams are very fragile. You can break it when you try to pull it out. Alright, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video.